welcome back to this episode of Jameson Run. So this is an episode that honestly I didn't really want to make because this is to fix a whoopsie whenever we were building our sawmill trailer. So we finally milled out all the deck boards, all white oak deck boards for their 1.5 by 6 inch, a true 1.5 by 6 inch for this entire trailer deck. And then on the sides we have some 15-inch pieces that'll cover this. So we have 4 of those that'll cover it. But whenever I did the math for our wheel wells here, I factored 5 inches of clearance underneath. But once I put about 1,500 pounds worth of oak trailer deck boards on, it sank, and I only have about 1 inch of clearance. So every little bump, it scrapes on the inside of the fenders. So it's going to eat tires real quick. I don't think it'll ever damage the fenders. They're pretty darn thick. But yeah, so more of my story is we have to flip the axles, okay? Because I really don't want to cut the fenders off, rebuild those, weld them back on. So this little guy back here and I are going to be flipping these axles. Now these are camper axles that we used for this. So you can see on that side that the axle is actually, it's low slung. So the axle itself is set down below the center of the wheel. And that gives your camper just easier accessibility. But what we're gonna do, and what we started right here, is we're gonna rip off the U-bolts, and then these perches are actually welded on. So we got new perches. We got those in the mail here today, and we're going to take those off, bust these bushing bolts out, and then we're going to actually take that spring and flip the whole spring upside down. We're gonna weld a perch on the top, and then it'll be oversprung instead of undersprung. And believe it or not, this is common practice. It's a lot easier if you have a straight axle that just goes center to the wheel. Then you can literally just take them and flip them over, and it works a lot better that way. But we don't have that set up. Go figure. So yeah, that's what we're getting after today. And then eventually we're gonna get the sawmill on this trailer. Eventually, as projects go, Murphy's Law, right? So hope you enjoy. Oh, sure, now we got the punch stuck. Kind of because we have the weight of the axle on it, bud. We're kind of doing this backwards. Backwards from the way we should be doing this. There we go. That axle's on the loose now. So is our trailer. Okay. Here we go. So our axle's loose. Oh man. I made a mistake when I cut the wires. Man, I got this all boogered up, Jameson.
Why is it all boogered up?
Yeah, I'm making mistakes. Okay. Well, there's one axle. You know what I think we do? Let's go around and jack this entire trailer up, way up in the air. Oh, always, kiddo.
I'm out here to help you.
Thank you, sir. Watch out. You're gonna fall on your toes. All right, there we go. Here we go, we're gonna jack this up. Here we go. Come stand behind me, pal. Alright folks, so here's where we're at. Kind of nighttime now, we're back to the project, same day. But we're going around and we're setting all these up, and what we're doing is we set the axles flat on some sawhorses, and I'm measuring, we want to make sure the distance between here and here is exactly the same on both sides, because for manufacturer they can do that real easy, but for us, that's our point of reference, because we're literally just switching the springs over. So some people know this about axles, some people don't, but axles all have a bow. They look like a rainbow, like this. So there's a slight bow in the center, so whenever you load the wheels, that actually puts pressure down. And this is a 10K trailer, so whenever I have 10K on it, those will actually be flat, so they ride flat as they're supposed to. So anyway, you can't just flip them, especially these, because these are hung lower than regular straight through axles. Anyway, we're going around, and I literally just tacked that on real quick, staying in place there. We're gonna go around and do that for all 4 of these. Alright, so we use the level just to square up, square this up like that. As square as we can get it. I mean, these are not machined, they're just stamped out, so they're never perfect. You can see there's some roll there, but I'm gonna try to get it level there. And bring those a little visual too. I would say that's in line there. Right about there. Alright, so we got the spring perches welded on. Just welded both sides. We didn't weld any in the interior of these. Factory didn't do that. This should be plenty strong to hold them in place. But I didn't film this. I didn't film me welding that. There's a lot of me welding on the channel here, so I figured I'd save you all a few minutes on that. But we got those all welded up, all 4 of those. So the next thing we got to do is put our new spring perches on and our U-bolts and just hold them on. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Not our spring perches. We need to put our springs back on our perches and put our U-bolts on. Hopefully that's enough height to give us clearance for our wheels to clear. We hope.